The Speaker of Parliament says she's delayed Thursday's proceedings, including the State of the Nation address, over fears of disruption by opposition parties. Senior ANC leaders have urged Zuma to resign, and the party's National Executive Committee is meeting in Cape Town on Wednesday to decide what to do next. Zuma was replaced as ANC leader in December, but he is due to remain as the country's president until elections next year. Lindsay Schutel joins me now from Johannesburg. So as there's this increasing pressure on Zuma, tell us what the latest is on that.
Well, as you said earlier, Shuli, about an hour ago, the Speaker of Parliament stood on the steps there in Cape Town saying that the State of the Nation address would be postponed to create a conducive environment for that opening of Parliament. What she means, of course, is that in the last few years we've seen utter chaos, people being dragged from the House, etc. But that also shows us is that President Jacob Zuma's political world is becoming smaller and smaller. Political parties, including the African National Congress, saying that it is for the sake of the country and the House and the Parliament and the Parliament's dignity that President Jacob Zuma, that the State of the Nation address be postponed. So what is happening right now is that things are moving very rapidly in the last few hours. For example, just this morning, President Zuma had made his way from KwaZulu-Natal to Cape Town, where he met with the cabinet ministers. And it was an emergency meeting, but his ministers are insisting that it was just a normal run-of-the-mill business as usual. But we do know that nothing about the last 48 hours or so has been business as usual.
And Zuma, of course, is facing a no-confidence vote on February the 22nd, isn't he? What could come out of that?
Exactly. So those are the options that the African National Congress faces now. If they don't remove President Zuma before the 22nd, they'll probably have to side with the opposition parties who have instituted this vote of no confidence. That means that South Africa's very strong liberation movement will then have to, in a way, admit that they were unable to remove Zuma, unable to convince him to resign, and therefore they're throwing their weight with the opposition parties, and that essentially will weaken them ahead of the elections of 2019. So it might be speculation, but we do believe that the ANC will not stand with the opposition. Instead, they must find a political solution within the party within the next few days.